not sitting right, man. Something's not right.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a brand new show.
Xavier used to be my boyfriend, then my fiance, and then my husband, so he's my ex-boyfriend.
We decided that we needed to spice this up. Are we there?
Hello.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. It is 2024. That means we got a brand new year. That means we got some brand new opportunities. That means we're getting this party started nice and early. And of course, the first show back is Living with My Ex right here on the Inside Show. And of course, I'm sitting with my beautiful wife, Miss Anka Hendricks.
Hello, we back.
I come back.
This is my brother, Warabile.
Satang.
I wasn't going to say that. I was just going to cap it at that.
Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, we are officially back, and it is that time again. This is the Inside Show. We are back on the Inside Show, and of course, Living with My Ex. So, guys, please also go and show some love on that channel over there. If you have not yet checked it out, I'm just busy checking out here real quick. If you have not yet checked it out, please do go through over there and check it out. So our conversation today, we just came back from the holidays. We just came back from Christmas time. We just came back from all these. Good morning. Kanisha is live on our channel over here. Good morning. Nice to see you. So we just came back from the December holidays, right? And a big question that always pops up is, so now whose family are we going to spend Christmas with? Right? And I don't know about you, but every married couple has had this conversation before, and sometimes it can cause some issues, sometimes it can cause some
family drama.
It can cause some family drama. So we're gonna have this conversation about which family do you go to, and also do your families get along? We're gonna get into that conversation. And I know, guys, if you are here for the very first time on this channel, on this live, please do subscribe to our platform, and also please do just share this with your friends and family, and it will be really, really dope to see everyone jump on
it. But also, I think this year I'm so super excited. I mean, when we were talking about, a couple of the stuff that we had planned for this year, like there's quite a few stuff that we do have planned, and I'm really, really excited to as we go along, as this year will unfold, and every Wednesday will unfold. So we want to take you guys along on that journey. So like and subscribe, and just pop a comment or something. Pop a comment in there, something that we could potentially use or something discuss. I know that there's a lot of questions. So we can't always cover everything, but I think there is a lot of questions that people are asking, and maybe certain challenges that people struggle with, especially in the married life. I think for us, we took a while to navigate this one that we're going to speak about, or maybe not so much a while to navigate, because I think our situation is clear, my family being far and, his family being around. But I know that some people do struggle every festive season where to spend their holiday. And it becomes a big family drama. And people are like, yeah, but my family, and you never want to spend time with my family. And other people are like, yeah, I really don't want to spend time with your family. And then it's just like a big thing. So, yeah. Are you with me here?
I'm here. I'm busy sharing the thing so that people can watch.
Mara, we are here now.
Yeah, so the thing is this now, we haven't been live for a long time, and it obviously we back now after all this time, and so we need to get the energy up again, get the momentum up again, get the people excited again, that old story. But we are here, and we are here to stay. So, ladies and gentlemen, so yeah. Geraldo is saying good day everyone. Kanisha saying good day everyone. These are my people, man.
I feel like you've taken my job, and I feel like I've been robbed.
These are my people from my every night prayer.
No, but I can't see that now. It's too small. You can do it. You put it off.
What do you mean I put it off?
Okay.
Anyways, you can have your computer back. My laptop died.
Yeah, so the joys of being married, and especially this in community or property thing. Like mine is what's mine is yours, and what yours is mine. Sometimes.
But with the woman, it's what's yours is ours. What's
No.
mine is mine. What's yours is ours.
I don't think it is true. I don't think it is true. I think he gets upset when I wear his sweatpants, but I feel like this is like an our kind of thing. It's like you wearing my tights kind of vibes, We
You
share.
don't tell people I wear things.
Oh, is that still like on the download?
That's only for the winter, mos. When my long johns is dirty, then I must now
Yo,
start something.
No, my tights don't have a life under you, but here we
But I
are.
wear your old tights.
You wear my tights, my guy. Like I even hide my tights, and the next day I just see it's in the wash. What do you mean it's in the wash? I didn't wear it.
Listen, guys,
my
I wear
legs were
it
cold.
under my jeans in the winter time. Ne? I'm not out here walking around with my whole golf package all over the place. That's not what's happening, right? So listen, please. So anyway, we get married. Obviously, what made it easier for us between Anka and myself was the whole fact that your parents are in Namibia, my parents are in South Africa. So it had to be a thing where we had to quickly come to the conclusion, okay, what are we doing? But I remember in the beginning, because of the fact that you left Namibia to move to South Africa, like permanently, obviously, because your family's here, as far as your kids and myself, we are all here. So it was that conversation about, alright, so the thing is, you are here for
Oh yeah.
12 months of the year.
Yes.
So it's that story like, okay,
Do we
what
go there
about
every
this
December?
December do we go there? And then it's also that thing where I have to also kind of give it that thought to say, okay, yeah, you're right, because, you are away from your family for literally the whole year. So it makes sense to at least be with your family for that, for a few days. And it doesn't even balance out. But the truth of the matter is, Christmas is a tricky one, because now the thing with Christmas is that whole family gathering story. It's that everyone's there, the family's there.
And we were both like family oriented in the sense that we like to spend time with our families. Like he liked it when his aunts came around and his cousins came around, and for me it's like I liked it when my parents, we didn't really have all the cousins or everybody like that, but we did like have a proper Christmas day, and the aunts came around and we like had like a food.
Can
and
I see your phone quickly? Sorry, continue.
like, do I have nothing to myself? Okay, you can have the laptop and I'll have my phone, so you can read the comments because I can't read them. I can't see them. I don't have my glasses, so.
So what do you mean?
You can have that so you can read I'm blind as a bat. And then also you disturbed my thoughts and I don't know where I was going with it.
You're saying I like it when my aunts and everyone's there.
Yeah, so now it becomes a matter of like, where do we really spend Christmas? And for me, I was like, my guy, we here all the time, but it didn't make it fair for him not to spend Christmas with his parents or with his family, regardless of the fact that we are together all the time and I'm here, and his family has become part of my support, my base. So it still didn't make it okay to just spend time with my family on that side. And that's, the significance about Christmas and all of that.
You
So,
have
yeah.
a question there in the comments.
Do I have a question?
Yeah, a question.
A question. Oh, my brother's
First say
out
hello.
here.
First say hello.
Yeah,
to
let me say
everyone.
hello to my brother. He's also here. Hello, hi. And then there is Charles says 1 year with one family, 1 year with the other. And then we must invite them to come visit also. And then good morning, Anka. Anka, are you from Namibia? I am, my guy. I am born and raised. I got married. If you're new to the channel, I literally left the house the week before I got married. I've been like a homebody since before that, and then I left the house. We got married in Cape Town, and then I just got thrown into the life of married life and ripped away from my parents.
So here's the thing. What is it fair that now you on the side for the whole year for 12 months, and then you get only a couple of days or that 2 weeks of holiday, and the way we work is that we work the whole year,
Yeah.
and then we get that December period
Off.
basically a month holiday, because there is no breaks in between, there is no leave and whatever else. So you work the whole year and get that last part off, which works for us because that's the time when the kids are on holiday. That's the time we get to travel. That's the time we get to do things anyways.
But
So
it's
might
also
as
the time
well.
you want to rest because you literally want to shut down.
Yeah,
and
you're
just,
tired of working the whole year, so you want to take a breather.
and for us, that means a 16-hour drive to go see my family. So that's
So
not resting.
I had to. So here's the first thing, right? Especially for the gents or for the ladies, I had to get. Hey, what are you doing?
I didn't
I
touch
had to
anything.
get to the point where you use that one because I'm busy checking these two here. I had to get to the point where I had to make peace with the fact that my wife is sacrificing away from her family, whatever. So you know what?
I actually
Let's-
sacrificed a lot while we're on that point. You know, I sacrificed my family. I sacrificed my surname. You know, my childhood, everything. I actually, you know what? Actually, I sacrificed a lot. I come to that realization today.
All for me, baby. 'cause you
All
love me.
for you. I even told you this morning.
That's why I'm saying that because you said that.
Oh,
this
you
morning.
cute. You cute, ne? You know which buttons to press. This morning, I told my kids, like, I didn't have a choice to love my kids. Like, I just had to accept them. But out of all the 8 billion people,
They were just there and you had to love them.
I have to love them. Like, I have to
Producer
do that.
Clayton has a new baby also, by the way. Yeah,
Oh,
woo.
congratulations.
You
Mara,
didn't have a choice. You just had to love your
Yeah,
child.
but-
It's like,
but
the
your
child
wife-
is here, I must love you.
your wife, my husband, you know, that's the one I chose to love and spend the rest of my life with.
That's
So-
the choice you actually have. You
that's
can
like a-
actually decide.
Yeah. But that should be like a thing to want to be with this person, want to do for this person because that person chose you, my guy. And there's so many other people out there, but jy was die ene.
You are the one I chose to love with.
Yeah.
And so I had to make peace with that. And so for every couple out there, guys, make it a actual decision in your mind that says, okay, right, let's do this December with your family. Let's do that. And then you were thoughtful also on your side where you came and said, okay, we went to my family last year. Let's do your family this year.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the way we structure it basically was that if we do Christmas with his family this year, then we do New Year's with my family. And then the next year round, then we do Christmas with my family and New Year's with his family. That's how it was for the longest time up until COVID. And I think things changed the dynamics for us. And I think also the significance of Christmas has changed for us entirely. Not entirely, but the way we see it and the way we handle it now is different because you mature and you
I want to ask the viewers a question, right? And this is a question I've been struggling with for the past, maybe say 3 years, 4 years, right? I want to ask if you feel the same way, and give me an answer in the comment section. Do you feel that Christmas has
lost
changed?
its
Yeah, as
novelty.
like for the past and I said this on one of my other lives and somebody actually commented and said it's since COVID happened, right? Where when we moved into the area we're living in, right? When COVID happened, we before COVID, people were setting up their Christmas lights. There was this nice like vibe in
It
the
looked like an
air.
American neighborhood.
Yeah, it looked like this neighborhood where everyone had these like these snowmen outside with the
Yeah.
lights in.
Which is
and-
weird because it doesn't snow here.
Yeah, it
but
doesn't snow here. With the lights all
And
over
reindeer
the houses and
outside.
the reindeer outside, and it looked really
We
fancy.
actually have kudus outside.
Yeah, it looked really fancy. It looked like we're in another world, right? And people were having displays at their houses saying, "Come check my display, come check my display." It was like a thing. You'd actually want to drive through the area to see the
See
people's
the-
setups and stuff.
And not just that, even going through the streets, where I grew up, we know Independence Avenue, like for the people that's from Namibia, like they set up lights at a certain time of the year, so you wanted to drive to go see. Ons gaan sien die liggies, ons gaan sien die liggies, en kom yskriem, ons gaan sien die liggies, that type of thing. And
It was like an
exciting.
outing.
Yeah, it was exciting.
It was like an outing. But now here's my question to the viewers, right? Is it a situation of age where it's a matter of because you're older, the significance has shifted? Because you're older, I guess, because here's my thought process, right? When you're younger, it's that whole thing of there's presents under the tree. There's that excitement. I get to open my bicycle.
yeah,
or I
because it's
get
about
to,
nothing else. It's about
there's
the presents when you're
there's
younger.
this novelty of being excited about opening my gifts and coming to the Christmas tree. And it's like, even when I'm talking about it now, I'm getting that like childhood novelty of like, I'm imagining my old house where the tree was, where my parents' old house where the tree was, and you saw the boxes there with the wrapping, and you're trying it, and you're thinking, what am I gonna get this Christmas? And I've always been a tech guy, right? And I know what you're gonna say, that we were punished because I only could open my thing later.
I wasn't going to say that, but you were punished.
I know.
Like you were tortured.
But I'm saying, I was always a tech kind of kid, right? So I always wanted like the Game Boy or the PlayStation or the whatever tech thing there was out there. And I always knew that once I get to open my gift, I can now play with my TV game, or I get to play with my thing now the whole day. So there's this excitement. And just while we're on the excitement topic, right? What happened to me as a kid is that my father's like church. So we couldn't open. So when I met you, you guys opened your Christmas presents the night before. Right? Tell us in the comment sections when you opened your presents, right?
It was always 12 o'clock, and then later on, as we were like, we're just tired. Let's
just open it now.
Let's just open. So it usually,
like Christmas Eve.
It became earlier, and then later on, it just ended up being Christmas Eve, like maybe 6, 7, whatever. We all come together. We
the night before Christmas.
And I think it created a nice little tradition where we all are together. It's not that stress of the cooking, the this, the that, the family's coming over, like, and you just had a special
and then the
moment
next day the family comes.
Yeah, the next day the family
but
comes.
So we had this one, right? And this was the killer every year. We would always go to my one aunt's house, right? That she had the big house and whatever, she with the pool and everything. So we would have to go every time we would eat at her house during Christmas.
But the reason why I'm laughing is, bear in mind now, you've seen these gifts. You know it's Christmas Day. And now you are being told.
Now listen. So now my
me.
father has this. My mother buys me this because it's now Christmas clothes. And my mother was growing up in that tradition where Christmas clothes is a thing, bro. Guys, you must comment in the comment section. It's open here in front of us, right?
Wait, did I greet Laverne? She said good morning, Pastor and Anka. Sorry.
Good morning, Laverne. Thank you so much. And my mother was in that tradition of Christmas clothes and Christmas shoes and this and that. So as a little young boy, I'm coming down here with my little suit and my tie.
I can
and
see
I had
you.
this clip-on tie, ne? You know that ties with the clip. So you just put a tie, so then you clip it on. You must just cover it with a collar so you don't see it's a Hong Kong tie. Ne? And even a clip-on bow tie. We had this clip-on bow tie where you just clip it on and then you just adjust the bow tie. So as a kid, obviously, that's the one you rock. So I'm coming down the stairs here with my clip-on tie and my little suit, my baby suit. And I see here's the presents. Guess what? No. We open the presents after church. Now listen to this. After church. So now we have to go to church first in the morning, right? We have to go to church first in the morning.
I just wanted to ask, right now we're very structured in terms of time. So we know like more or less, hour and a half, 2 hours you'll be out, right? But those years were different. Did you guys have 2-hour service, or did you guys just go
those years, it's like the spirit flows, bro.
So it could
if
be
the
4
pastor
hours,
now
could be
feels
5
the
hours.
spirit is going here through, yes, bro.
Okay.
No, we've never ever in the history of the church that I went to and still do go to, we were never of those
like 5 hours.
that slat church until 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Never ever.
So the most is 3 o'clock.
The most is
not 3 o'clock, 3 hours.
The most is like 2.5 hours, like worst. Okay,
hours.
2.5 hours more
3
or less.
hours. Okay.
2.5 hours. so like if church started at 9, by 11:30 we should be out. Before 12 we out, right? So now remember, this Christmas presents is still just chilling there under the tree, right? Now church is out, you sweaty because we live in South Africa, so December time, it's summertime.
And bear in mind, you as a kid, you ain't thinking about church. You are thinking about the presents under the tree, and can't these people get done because I want to go open up my presents.
Exactly. So now it's summertime, it's hot, so now you taking off. Now guess what? Your mother is one up. She brought you clothes because we go into Auntie C's house after this, right? Because there's the pool there by Auntie C's house, and it's nice there by Auntie C's house, and it's nice.
Everyone's gonna be
and everyone's gonna be there by Auntie C's. So you kind of, as a kid, you're excited. You're gonna see the cousins. You're gonna, we're gonna swim because that's your thing as a kid. You wanna be where the cousins are. You wanna be where your swimming is. And remote control cars was always my thing, right? Remote control cars and little gadgets, TV games and stuff. So now it's this other thing. Now you can't take your remote control car with because it's gonna break there and then this cousin come and play with it and then bump the thing or break the thing. Then you come home crying, your thing is broken. So my parents were like, no, you'll open those presents after church. After church, we go from church straight to my auntie's house. We swimming, we playing, we care. By this point, you're now not worried about the present so much anymore because it's like, okay, we all here.
You're distracted.
You're distracted. After my auntie's house, we coming home that time of the night, bro.
I remember.
Past 10. I'm sleeping in the car. It's that story where your father has to carry.
So they
and
lie
you know what? The worst thing in the world, bro. The worst thing in the world when we're still living in the house. Now we coming home. Now you're sleeping in the car. I don't know if you know this one. Now you must wake up to go open the gate.
Ah, we slept.
you
fell
Look here,
asleep.
you awake the
fell
whole
asleep.
time. You
You
awake
know
the whole
it's done
time. When you
also.
know also to say, I'm getting close to the house. Yeah, he slapped someone right there.
You know
Because
which
you're thinking,
done.
hi, bruh, now it's time to open gates. Me, I'm not going to get up in the middle of the night to go open the gate. So now you come home that time of the night to come open the gate. And now your present is still just chilling there, bruh, from 2 days ago. And now you're like, I'm even too tired to think about this. Now the day after that Boxing Day, it's like, okay, now I can finally open my present. But the whole like excitement and
It's gone.
energy and vibe about
So, you know
Christmas
what?
is all like.
In retrospect, we really had a great childhood. If we have to think about it when it comes to Christmas gifts out here, like I mean, when it comes to the opening the gate, just to backtrack on that one, that was my brother them's thing. Like I got away with murder, so yeah, they had to go do it. And hi, Lenny.
So that's the thing. So there was this novelty about Christmas, right? And this novelty about excitement. Geraldo is saying, I was born in Namibia and grew up in Cape Town. Parents actually went down there December 2023. So, okay, so you're also from Namibia. That's dope. So there's this novelty in your kid. So I don't know if it's a thing of because you're older, that novelty wears off.
No.
I don't know. Is it because after
I've
COVID,
got the
people
answer
just
for you.
stopped caring? Because also, even the energy in the air when it, I don't know, Clay, do you remember, bruh? Like in 2019, all I want for Christmas, yeah, you come
there
in.
was no
Bruh,
Christmas songs
by
this year.
October already, when
Last
you come
year.
into the mall, the liggetjies is all over. The energy in the air is dope. People are playing music loud in their cars. There's just this vibe in the air, like when you're driving somewhere, when you're going somewhere, there's this nice energy. And it's since after COVID, it's just like there's this wet blanket on everything. It's like people are like so like, yeah, what? So it could be a financial kind of situation where people are struggling financially. So there's this kind of depressive attitude in the air. It could be after COVID with the lockdowns and all that restrictions and all that kind of broke people down mentally. It could be a number of things, but for me personally, comment in the comment section if you felt the same way. But I felt, especially this December and last December, I felt it, that there just wasn't any magic in the air. There wasn't like a flare. There wasn't an energy. There wasn't a vibe where people were like.
I just want to say
Christmas.
that we need to take into account that we're much older than.
So that's why I'm asking, is it your age?
But here, the fundamental difference is that when you're a kid, you're receiving the gifts, and it's just, you're just hunky dory. And then when you're older, you must be stressing where the gifts must come from. You must take all the pressure of having to make this a magical moment, and that's the fundamental difference. That's why it loses its like novelty. But at the same time, for me personally, why Christmas has lost its novelty is because I think it's a whole spiritual take for me, because I don't believe in the Christmas tree. I don't believe in Santa Claus. I don't believe in all of that. So for me personally, and I don't want to say Easter weekend, Good Friday and Crucifixion Sunday, that weekend for me has extreme spiritual significance for me. So for me, I think that should be one of our biggest holidays, and not a Christmas tree, because fundamentally a Christmas tree isn't part of what we believe, and the whole Santa Claus thing. And then if you go into the history of all of that, and that's why it has lost its novelty for me. But you still buy the gift because you don't want your children to feel like how everyone else is getting gifts and what about us. But for me, I think because of the stage that we are in our lives, and also we have our own family, I think creating your own culture is so fundamental when you do certain things,
But how
and
do
why
you
you do
explain
things.
the energy in the air overall? Because I don't know. Okay, did you feel?
No,
that
there
was
wasn't
a different, like
like
an off vibe.
even the trees, like the malls didn't have trees, the shops didn't have their lights and tinsels up. Like a few did, but it wasn't enough to make you feel like because usually what happened was because of
By
the vibe.
October already, people have lights up.
Yeah,
and things.
and you used to get this vibe, even if you're not really interested in it, but because the vibe is like that in the shops, you also like sort of like get into it. Yeah, let me might get this gift for this person. You so much get into that. Okay, fine. I think their marketing was off last year because it just wasn't there. And usually they say, whoa, Mariah is a couple of weeks and it's your
Yeah,
turn.
but
Then
I
you could-
didn't hear Mariah
We
at
didn't
all
hear
this
Mariah.
December, bro.
We didn't hear Justin with his mistletoe. We didn't hear,
I
those
didn't hear Christmas music at
at
all
all.
this December, bro.
And you,
It was here and there. I was playing some stuff at my house.
he was torturing me with some of the stuff. But that was it that we'd had. There was no feeling or like Christmas specials, nothing. There was nothing to say, hey, kom spandeer jou geld hierso because you need to get something, you need to get this loved one something. None of that was there. But I think overall, as I think after COVID and all of that, I think people have lost their value in certain things. Like they still carry on the tradition or whatever. But things change. I think as people evolve, things change.
One of the scary parts about that is to get back to our actual conversation is that I also felt like there wasn't always this year also there wasn't necessarily a longing for the family to be together, and I tell you why. You had in the past 3 years you had like 5 deaths in your family, like back to back to back to back to back to back. On my side of the family, same thing. All my aunts, well, not all my aunts, a lot of my aunts, my uncles, a lot of deaths, like back to back to back to back deaths, right? And so what ends up happening is, and maybe this is a contributing factor as well. So my aunt whose house we went to for every December, she died in 2020, I think it was. No?
Yeah.
And then my other aunt, my other cousin's mother as well, my mother's other sister, she died in 2015 or somewhere there. She died a while ago, right?
2007. I could be lying.
Oh yeah, actually long before then, yeah. So she passed away that time already. Then my uncle passed away. I think
month
also
after.
After my aunt.
Yeah, in 2020.
Like back to back. Then also on your side, your granny, both grannies at the same time, your father, all your aunt, the bunch of your aunts all at the same time, your uncle at the same time. Just like, I think you had like 5 or 6 deaths like in a span of like a year. And I think what that creates is also, it takes away from that. Like now, if all my aunts were alive still, it would have been a situation where, by now the cousins would have said, no, come, we're going to go eat by Auntie so-and-so's house, or we're going to go and
we spent quite a bit of time at
do
Auntie C's
something.
house.
Yeah, by Auntie so-and-so's house, or we're going to go and do something by Auntie so-and-so's house. But now, and maybe if my family is also listening to this, or if they catch this, maybe for the 2 sisters that are left, seeing that we always used to go to the auntie's house, maybe we should still
continue.
also just cherish to say that, okay, there's not many left. Let's try and see how we can still keep up the energy here with what we've got. Because at the end of the day, what you don't want is after everyone's gone now and say, yesterday, we could have still at least done this, we could have still went here, we could have still did this and this and this. And now this December, what would happen was, and it's almost like people went into like silos. Like my one cousin just decided, nah, it's fine, they're going to do their own thing. Then my other cousin was also like, okay, it's fine, they're going to also do their own thing. Then we were also like, okay, since there's nothing going on, let us now also do our own thing. And then it starts kind of, then each one just does their own thing. And then it also contributes to that energy of, okay, now there's the one thing we could look forward to was the presents. Now that's gone because we're older. The other thing we could look forward to is that on Christmas Day, we're all going to go eat Auntie so-and-so's house. All the cousins are going to be there. The family's going to be there. We're going to swim. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. Now that's gone. Now it's just becoming a normal day at this point now. It's like, okay, we go to church in the morning. We come back afterwards. Because I'm even at the point now where I'm saying, I want to already book a holiday for us for next December. Like, nah, bro, I want to go somewhere then because now what's the point? Yeah.
So this conversation is taking like a dip emotionally. So let's juice up the vibes and all of that. But I do think it's very important for us to make the time to spend with our family. I think after you've experienced death or loss rather, you value life differently. You value life differently, and you're cognizant of the fact that you need to spend time with the people that are still around you. Like my mother came the 31st, and for me it is like imperative to spend as much time as I can with my mother. Life is short. And when you look at things in retrospect, and you're like, and you're upset about this or you're upset about that, and it's trivial things. It's not necessary, but create those moments, because those moments are the ones you reflect on when those people aren't around anymore. Those moments. I mean, if I didn't know Auntie C for a long time, but I have beautiful memories of her and the person she was, and all of that. And those were because we spent like Easter there. Like I knew we'd go the Sunday, and then we would have pickled fish and whatever, and the whole family would be there, and it was a nice experience. And I think we have those aunts. Even if I have to think back on my family back home, and some of the aunts that are not there, those beautiful moments that we had at some point in our life, or things that they did, the cakes that they baked or whatever, they form part of the nostalgic space in our memories that we like.
Yeah, you don't have that present anymore, but what you do have is, we went to Auntie so-and-so's house, we did that, that remote control car is long ago broken. That TV game is long ago gone. But like you're saying, the things that do last are those things, the memories.
So let's just quickly go into here. I think you did say good morning to Johan. And then Veronique Goliath says, morning, Hendrix fam. I'm actually big on Christmas, but I also didn't feel Christmas last year. I made it good for my kids, though. Trimmed the tree, played the music, and watched all the movies all month, and then Home Alone made it good for us. Really, Nikki, you have to bring up Home Alone. Like, I'm just saying, Home Alone is banned from my house.
And you did watch it this year.
Yeah, you watched it without me. Like you guys.
You were watching from the kitchen.
No, you thought you were going to scare me into watching it, and I didn't.
You were watching from the kitchen.
I did not watch it from the kitchen. I was busy cooking or doing something, and then I went upstairs to, mind my own business and find my peace, because that is not. What that is not a movie that because Xavier has this thing where he will torture you with something like when we first got married, there were certain things that we liked to do together, whatever, but he, like, if he likes it, he's got an extreme personality. I'm like, I can't do this, I can't watch Home Alone again. And he has this thing where he, like, randomly every now and then he watches Titanic, and I'm like, my guy, who watches this movie?
When I get in my
like,
feels,
again?
bro, I watch Titanic.
Those are 3 hours of my life I can never have
when
back.
I'm feeling romantic and emotional,
Like,
and I'm like,
movies,
now I have less to watch Titanic.
That's not a movie you watch a couple of times. Look, if you watched it twice, that's great.
Well, that other movie that you watch is not Lekko.
Which movie is that?
That one with a crippled guy, and then the girl becomes his.
What?
Then the girl becomes his, like, personal assistant, and then she pushes him, and then they're on the beach one day, and then he dies.
Whatever. It's a beautiful movie. It's a romantic movie. You Before Me.
Yeah, that one.
I'm just saying, it's a beautiful movie, and
It's
there's a
like,
lot of
what's the point of this movie?
It's a romance, and I
might-
don't watch it that often.
So
like
what?
you do.
Titanic
And
is also a romance.
It's an hour and a half.
And
I'm just
Jack
saying,
dies. Same way that crippled guy dies. So now what must happen?
3 hours just to end up what, dying? No, my guy. I'm just saying. And by the way, there was enough space on that raft to save him. So she
There
didn't want-
wasn't.
There
Mythbusters
was.
solved the problem.
No,
There wasn't.
there
They
was.
would have both drowned.
This
if they
guy
climbed
was a
onto the thing.
paraplegic. It's a whole different scenario. She couldn't just chill on the chair with him all the time. I'm just saying.
She can just sit on his lap then and ride around.
Moving along
So,
to what we did this
yeah.
holiday.
So here's the thing, right? Here's the other question I want to ask the viewers, guys. Be honest now. Be honest, and if your husband is watching what and your wife is watching what, you'll already know. You all had this conversation in your rooms.
Yeah, you already had this argument. It's my year, it's my time.
No,
I don't
not
want to see
that.
so and so.
Not that.
Which one?
Can your families do holiday together? Question. I'm waiting here in the comment section, guys. Can your families do holidays together? Comments in the comment section. Just say yes or no.
Are you speaking about,
don't expose the people.
Like your entire extended family, like just like you and your family and your brothers and
No,
sisters
I'm
and
talking
their
about
families?
in-law.
And the in-laws, like your side.
Okay,
and
yeah.
my side together.
Let's broaden it. Let's say in-law.
Okay.
And like if you with like, yeah. Here's the thing. You guys go on holiday, right? So your mother, your father, your brother, his wife, your other brother, his family, your sister, her family. You'll all go somewhere.
We've done that before, and I personally think that
Did it work?
I think it turned out very good. I think we didn't have. I think what happened at the end of that holiday, it was my side of the family started fighting with each other, but they weren't helping. I think we spent too much time together, and then But I think if we do that now, I think it will be. Because we're all mature now. We were, it was a different time.
Okay, is there okay, question, guys. Answer in the comment section. I want to see the answers in the comment section. Is there a time restriction? Is it one of those situations where it's like, we can do it, but after a week, it's like, all right, that was now too long.
You have to remember that growing up with siblings, you guys fought all the time. I mean, that's a sibling thing. Like my kids, they bicker all the time. It doesn't go away when you're older. You're still gonna bicker, but your sister stays your sister, your brother stays your brother. So and when you guys are in each other's spaces, I think later on you do find a space to be more respectful than what you were when you were much younger. You do find that, and I think the dynamics change. But I think for me personally, us, we are able to do that. We will be able to have like a family holiday together. There's a disclaimer because we did a holiday this holiday, and all of us were together, but we were not together. Same, but different.
So with my family, it's like that, right? We can do holiday together, but we have to be together but separated.
Yeah,
we
so
have
together.
We have to be together, but it has to be a situation where each family can be independent.
Yeah.
Right? So what I mean, like this December we went somewhere, we went to a hotel, and it had to be a situation where each family has their own
space.
room.
Yeah.
Right? And that's the only way it will work. But if we are all, because now remember, I have 2 kids, my sister has 2 kids, my brother has 2 kids, so now there's 6 kids. Nah. They all right, they happy, they playing, they're all over the place, right?
But the parents are the problem.
This one hit this one on the head with this.
And we
now
as
this
parents,
one is crying.
it's very, our kids are.
And so now obviously each parent is taking
protective.
their child's part now. And then that causes now another dynamic that causes trouble.
Which is natural.
So, which is what happens. But so that's the point. So now we have to kind of like space it out. Like, okay, these times the kids, they can go play together wherever. And then we'll sometimes space it out, okay, my sister's kids can come the other side, they play. My kids go there, they play. But it's like very time limited because after 2 hours,
they drive us crazy. We know that dividing and conquering is the fundamental rule when it comes to all of our kids together. So we know we have to keep them separated if we want peace. But we also know that when we're on holiday, the whole idea is for them to spend time and make memories with their cousins. So there will be that time when they do spend the whole time together. And there will be that time when we just separate them and say, my guys, it's time, you need to go take a nap. We also know what our kids' limits are. And I think if we've done it before where we all lived in literally one closed area.
That thing ended up as a flop. After the first 3-4 days, we were like,
someone needs to leave. And
either I'm going or someone must go because
and,
this,
we made our peace.
We're going to end up fighting here and it's not going to work.
And the thing is, I think when it comes to personalities, and some of us are not very timid when it comes to heated situations. So, we'll say things and then we say unnecessary things that we don't necessarily mean.
Now you want to be feisty and all this. And
you say something to cause, optimal damage. And in that moment you were feeling like that, but it doesn't mean you feel like that all the time, but then it's caused the damage. But when it comes to holidays, I think it was important for us to set boundaries. And I think what is important when it comes to that, especially as a couple, because remember, if I'm holidaying with you and your family, we are in your space. And what I mean by that, as much as we are one, that is a space that you grew up in. That is a world you understand wholeheartedly. And as much as I've been part of the family for so long, there's certain dynamics that I still haven't adapted to because it's not part of my fundamentals that I grew up with. So it's important when it comes to me being in your space in terms of with your family, your parents, your sisters and all of that, because you speak a language that you guys have been growing up with, for you to protect me as a spouse.
I think that's the rule that you have to come up with.
That is the rule that you have.
And even if I go with your family,
yeah.
Right? There were times that especially when your father was alive, he could be tricky or difficult. But you understand him better than I do. So because both men, I'm just gonna say, I know, man. And then it will cause an argument. But because you his daughter and whatever, how to kind of
how to mediate the situation.
Over, how to say, no, but that, this and this and da. But if we're gonna go head to head, it's just gonna cause an argument.
Yeah.
So it's one of those where if I'm spending the December holidays with your family and something pops up or situation arises,
which is normal because that happens.
Ash baby, can you please go talk here, or can you say something, because the thing is this. And you want to keep the peace because
you're all on holiday. You don't want the tension.
Yeah, you don't want to be on holiday, but now you're fighting. So the nice thing is I have a good relationship with your siblings, which is a nice thing because at least it mitigates that whole situation of having to there's this kind of unspoken
Or tension in the air.
irritation in the air.
And that was something that we established earlier on in our marriage when we said that because you understand the language of your side of the family, you will do the communication. pertaining
But
to
you
your
as
side
a
of the family.
person also, you must also try and be accommodative.
Yes.
So like, for example, your brother and myself, we have a dope understanding, right? We have a dope relationship. We speak about stuff.
He calls him instead of, and you listening, you know what you're doing.
So there's things that we relate on, there's things that we agree on, so there's some things that we'll disagree with, and we'll have those conversations. But here's the thing, we have it respectfully.
Yeah.
I can sit there and listen to his perspective and point of view. He'll sit and also listen to my point of view. And if we disagree, he'll say, nah, but I don't agree with that. But I hear what you're saying.
Yeah.
Or I'll also say, bro, I don't agree. I don't think that. I don't reason the same way, but I hear what you're saying.
Which is a beautiful understanding to have, because when we go visit or whatever, then julle twee is net altyd saam, or you guys are in your own vibe. I mean, the year before last year we went to Swakop or whatever, and you know how the sleeping situation was. So we're like, okay, fine, all the women sleep in this space and all the guys sleep in this space. And it worked out like it was a comfortable. It wasn't like ish anka your brother, like can you plan back? You get what I'm saying? So it's important that you establish also good relationship with
yeah,
your
because
in-laws.
also here's the other thing. If you also being a bit of a douchebag, nah, and
went south.
and everyone knows like now if I'm being like difficult and if everyone says come let's go here now, I don't want to go with, so I say
you're just
nah,
difficult overall.
it's
Yeah,
just like obviously afterwards people are gonna be like
nee man, los
die
die nou
ouwe
by die huis, dan
die
kom
ouwe is
jy
nie
saam.
lekker nie, man, die ou maak die ding onplezierig, die ou die en die. Now obviously now I'm creating a tension
Yeah. It was
because I'm
unnecessary.
being difficult.
Yeah.
And now it's creating a tension. Now I come now also now you find I'm not there. Now the family say, yeah, but Zix is like this. And yeah, Zix don't like to come with. And Zix does this and Zix does that. Now it creates something that doesn't need to be there. Now I come walk into the room. Now I can feel the energy like
Tension, yeah.
off.
You're like
I'm
feeling
like,
uncomfortable,
nee,
yeah.
En die mense het nog gestaan praat van, nee.
But there's two sides to that story also. There
Yeah.
was a cause and effect. So
There was cause and effect. No, facts. But I'm saying now that escalates the situation. Because
Yeah.
now I'm feeling like, nah, I don't want to be here anymore. You guys are discussing
Pack
me.
up your things,
and
we're going.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm not going with you anyway. So now it exacerbates the situation. It becomes now a thing that it didn't need to be. But again, you triggered it because you were being difficult from the beginning. And we all have that in-law, brother-in-law, sister-in-law that's difficult
That you
or
don't
that
get along with,
causes
yeah.
what or whatever. And the family's like, yeah, this one ish, this one does this, this one does that. And the thing is this, how do you mitigate that? Because
especially in a
that
situation
thing
where
causes
you-
problems.
Yeah.
man.
Especially when you guys have to be together as a family. And you know what what the common myth is when people get married is when they get married with people that they absolutely adore and they absolutely love, but their families are a little bit difficult or just are different from what you are used to. Then the people say, I'm not getting married to the family, I'm getting married to the person. That's a myth. It's an absolute lie. Do not buy
There's no
into
such
this
thing.
lie. There's no such thing. When you marry the person, you marry the entire family. In fact, you marry the history of this person as well and all the junk that comes with this person. So, that's a myth. Don't believe it and don't buy into it. So when it comes to these family holidays, the reality is that sometimes we don't get along with certain siblings, but you have to make a compromise for the sake of your spouse, because you love this person, but putting them in an untidy situation because you don't get along with one of their siblings or you don't get along with one of their family members that you just don't want to have be around with. The reality of the matter, it's still his family and he still loves them and he still wants to spend time with them. So, and likewise, the same with you. He doesn't necessarily get along with everybody in your family. But you need to make a compromise so that you guys can show each other, okay, I put you before everything else, so I also want to make a sacrifice for you. And I think it's important, but these are conversations that you have to have when you're sitting down. These are conversations that you have to say, this needs to be done in counseling. This needs to be done before you guys say I do, before you guys, make this whole thing serious, because family is a thing and it can cause problems in your marriage that could just be avoided entirely. So for us, I think what worked for us and what we did say from the beginning, one of the main factors that we did implement into our marriage was create a our own culture. And then secondly was that because you speak the language of your family, you communicate whenever there's something that, goes awry. And, and that's what happens. If my siblings or family members, they might have like a little bit of an issue with Xavier or whatever, they will say, okay, this is a situation, can't you just mitigate it, or can't you just, and then we'll sort it out amicably, and we go on. Bob's your uncle, everyone is happy. But these are conversations and boundaries you must set. And when it comes to holiday, understand your limits, but also be each other's supporters. And what I mean by that is that if say we're all together now and we're at a restaurant or whatever, and there's an altercation or something, and I feel that I'm wronged, let's say for instance, your brother says something to me, and now I'm feeling like I'm wronged or whatever, and now you're saying, yeah, but Anka, you're wrong. I'm not saying, if I'm wrong, that's correct. Say, but you need to protect me at all times. So when we're in a closed space and you say, but maybe you were also wrong there now. So, maybe you should fix this or that or the other. But I need to feel that support from you to know that you are my husband. You are to protect me because I am in your space.
And vice versa. If your family is kind of ganging up on me, then you must also say,
so now,
whoa, guys.
Or let's say, for instance, my sister does something to you and you're feeling like a little bit, not touched, but you're feeling like, whoa, the boundaries or whatever. Then I should be able to say, whoa, let's mitigate this. And I should go in and speak and, try to handle this thing amicably. But I need to know that I have the support of my husband. Even if I'm wrong, we will speak. I'm not saying go all out and defend me and say, yeah, yes, I want you to say this is my wife. But when we are in privacy, and say, but baby, this was wrong. You put me in an untidy situation, and that's not right, because this is my family as well. I understand, but my first point of reference will be to protect you. But you are wrong, so maybe think about apologizing here or there, or change.
And then
this.
You must also be open,
mature enough to say, okay, maybe I was wrong, maybe I overreacted. There was a cause and effect, but maybe I overreacted. And saying sorry, my guys, I don't know why it's so hard, but once you master the art of saying sorry, it just releases things into the atmosphere that just makes things easy. And it's extremely difficult if you're not used to apologizing. Then it is so difficult to apologize. But it's such a big antidote. And it's just, I'm sorry. It's just one word.
Sorry,
then it's done. What are you busy with, Mr. Sir?
Your computer actually decided to just give up on life here with me. And so I had to try and restart the whole thing, because I have to see the comments.
I just feel like you giving my laptop words is not part of this.
Yeah, this laptop needs to be upgraded, bro.
Okay, moving along.
So Nikki was saying, just give in, Anka, about the Home Alone story. I agree with you guys though. Families don't feel the need to get together for festive time. Almal is no groot.
And then there's a thing where we do branch off. Like if I have to look at family, well, I didn't grow up close with my cousins and all of that, but once you have your own kids, you start creating this thing, and once your parents start falling away, you then become the elders in the verhaal. You become the aunties and the ooms in the verhaal. And then it becomes a thing where you then start creating your own culture and your own generational thing for your, what is nageslag in English?
After slaughter.
Okay. Well.
Your offspring.
Your offspring. So then you create that, and then cultures start to change and new cultures start to form and all of that.
Like if this culture of last Christmas carries on, there's going to be no more Christmas.
There's going to be no more Christmas.
But Veronica says some siblings can just be very petty.
Yeah, pettiness is a thing, but maturity overrides that. And that is a thing. Some siblings can be petty.
But pettiness can get to you, bro.
It can.
It can. Like you sit in there thinking, aye, guys, but really now?
This is not necessary.
Really now? And then you have to take the high road, but taking the high road is not always easy. And you're like, yeah, I want everything inside of me to say something, but I'm just going to exacerbate the situation. Mustn't I just let this slide? And that's taking the high road, but then also you go and you feel like, they got the better of me now, yeah.
Maybe I should say something so that it never happens again. I should have said
something. Maybe if I keep quiet, it's going to happen again.
And what happens a lot of the time is these things always happen in the midst of other people. right? So now you're sitting by a restaurant and everyone's having fun. It's like a time, and now something happens. Now you're sitting there and you're like, I do have a smart comment for this. Or I
But
do
do
have
I-
this. But do you want to upset the atmosphere? Given that there was a cause, but is it necessary to say something? And I think that's where it's important to then set boundaries. Okay, but I'm going to let this one slide, but I'm setting up a boundary because it's never going to happen again. And I think that is important. Like I've got a lot of I've got in-laws and all of that, and I get along. I get along with them. So for me, there's certain things. Given the fact that, especially from Namibia, my Namibian side, they're not here all the time. But even when I was at home, we got along because there was just natural boundaries that was in place. But I think dynamics change when you start having kids. When remember, they also have their parents, the in-laws. They must also bring. Now the family starts getting bigger, and there's different cultures and there's different. So it becomes a matter of where you have to self-mature. You have to say, okay, fine. Certain things aren't necessary. This is you, my mans. Certain things aren't necessary. Let's avoid it. Let's enjoy the time. Let's create memories. And we can sort it out maybe at a different stage. And if we're not the type of family that rehashes on something and we just keep the false sense of peace, then I think then you just start setting up boundaries that when you get to the point you ask, yeah, but you did this and you did this. It's like, yes, I started doing that because A, B, and C.
And that false sense of peace can also be an issue because
false sense of peace is not peace at all.
false sense of peace where you kind of avoid the conversation, but it's kind of still hanging. It's not hanging, it's the elephant in the room, right? A big elephant. You can see the elephant, you can smell the elephant. It's sitting there on the table. You're like, eish, do I have now krach for this argument? And then you let things slide. But yeah, but guys, I don't know. How was your December? How was your Christmas? How was your festive? Would you go out and actually spend time still with family? I would like us to bring that family tradition back, man, and do things. I think we got to a place where we've become too kind of, I don't want to say independent. Maybe I can even use the word selfish, and like it's just
I don't
about
think selfish.
me, and it's just about
No, I don't think so.
me, mine, and ours.
I think it's more a matter of we've lost the novelty of spending time. And I think what COVID did is COVID brought a clear separation because a lot of people got used to spending time without their family. They got used to just to operate and function by themselves. For me, that's different. Not everyone has the same experience. For me, that's different. For me, it's got that I want to spend certain times and make those memories with certain people or my family members and all of that. And I think it becomes a matter of the value of life and how you value certain things. For me, it's not Christmas anymore and the gifts and the whatever. Obviously I'll have something because my kids are like, yeah, so-and-so is getting so-and-so. So you don't want your kids to fall like victim to like, yeah, why don't we do that? But you also don't want to get your kids caught up in something that you don't necessarily support that much anymore. So you have to create an identity and, a new culture for your kids. And it's going to take some time to sort of like fizzle into what you want to do. And family's still going to invite you we did something different this year. Last year we went and Christmas Eve we were spending time with other friends, which is like, never happens. Christmas Eve was blocked out for family, and that was the first time we're like, okay, let's try something different. We did make arrangements, we did give our yes, let's do this. And I think that was a shocker because we expected everyone to be together, like, how it's Christmas Eve, how are we not all together? And I think when we start setting up certain boundaries, we have to, how do I say, keep certain things still in place. The spending time with family, I think it's so important because family is not always going to be around. They're not always going to be around to spend that time and create those memories with you.
Amen. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us on our first show back. If you haven't yet subscribed, please do hit the subscribe button. Also, please go show some love on Living With My Ex channel over there. It would really be dope to have your subscriptions on there as well. Anka and I have started our own journey on the side there. So please go show us some love and support over there. And see you guys. I don't know, closing remarks on your side?
No, I don't have. I think I've already covered my closing remarks in terms of, spending time and getting to know one another. But guys, enjoy your holidays when you do have them. And lozi fightere, man. Just enjoy the time.
Lozi fightere. But ladies and gentlemen, have a blessed from my family to your family 2024. It may be a blessed year, a good year. May everything that you've been praying about, asking God for, actually start showing its face this year. And that's what I pray for you and your family. And have a good one. And see you next week, Wednesday, right here at 9 a.m. Don't miss it. I love you. Goodbye.
Bye.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a brand new show.
Xavier used to be my boyfriend, then my fiance, and then my husband, so he's my ex-boyfriend.
We decided that we needed to spice this up.